everything. Everything now. Seriously. Like it started out, I would just be walking along the street and I'd be like, okay. And now I'm like, oh my God, shadows, how do they work? And reflection, and why are people using stuff the way they are?
I'm curious about what, like, specialty that all the people in my group are going to go into if, we have the opportunity. We all have really different interests and we're all working on those.
I'm curious about light and how it plays into our everyday world. That's something that's really emerged this semester and last semester, especially with what we're doing. Looking at everything, not just the materials that we have, but things that affect the materials and everything that comes into the situation.
Okay, so this semester we've been working on windows and about finding our fascinations with windows. And for me, I kind of went a different route and kind of related windows to toilets in the relationship between the known and the unknown and the repression of the imagination. So I've kind of been relating that to windows on campus, so that's something that I've been curious about throughout this semester.
I'm curious about really small abstract details now. I feel like I pick up and notice things that I didn't notice before, and they interest me, and I wonder about them, and I'm curious, especially out in nature, like walking around campus and stuff.
I'm curious about where coming out of CFY will take us, because CFY seems really conceptual, so I'm interested in seeing where architecture and ID and building construction will go off from there.
I guess I'm curious about behavior and psychology and how that relates to architecture, and I guess how your body would relate to the different spaces in the same way.
I'm curious about how computer science will affect architecture and how we make and form things in the future.
I'm curious about sleep.
I'm curious about how we react to how the spaces around us are designed.
I'm working on a design project, and I'm curious as to how I'm going to render something that doesn't exactly exist.
I'm curious about how pop culture and the things that I'm into currently are going to affect design in the entire built world in the future, because I guess our generation, my generation, is going to be the ones that are doing it. So like, how is the music I'm listening to now going to change design in the future of cars, buildings, everything?
I'm curious about applying art and a more artistic view to design processes with ID, like trying to keep a art and aesthetic aspect to it.
I'm curious to see how each year of studio is going to build upon the previous years.
I'm curious about how this place gets cleaned at the end of the semester.